In this video, we're over a little bit of our jet lag, so we decided to take a little trail ride and explore a little bit of the tents outside before the big tent show. So I hope you enjoy this video. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thanks for watching. So here is the route. The blue dot there is Crookshank's cabin. Just an old building that has been abandoned, but I'll put some pictures in so you can see it. Total elevation 1,284 feet. And then we took the road pretty much back. It's a dirt road, but a road back to go to a little bit of the show, wander around a little bit before we headed back to camp. So we went about almost 19 miles, and it says 2.5 hours, but we were going longer because we played around at the Quartzsite tents a little bit. But it just gives you a little idea of what the riding is like in the area, and we'll do quite a bit more of that before we leave, I hope. So here's another program I've been kind of trying out, and it gives you a little bit more of an overhead view of the route we took. Shows you a little easier to see where we made wrong turns. Oops, that was the road we were on. Then we zoomed down some of the side roads alongside of I-10 up here. Made a couple little wrong turns and had to backtrack a little here and there, but pretty easy drive. I will say here you definitely need a GPS or some way of keeping track because there are trails everywhere, as you can see. Very easy to get lost or turned around. We could kind of keep an eye on I-10 and see the mountain range, but you definitely need something. And here's a couple of the videos or photos and video that I took of the area to give you an idea. It's just an older abandoned cabin that was there, but pretty cool to see. There were several people out in the area, probably a little more than half a dozen that were out there. Some looked like they were metal detecting, some maybe doing a little bit of gold panning or panning for minerals or whatever they were looking for. Some out there camping and just exploring the area. So you're definitely not out there by yourself, but it is a lot of area and easy to get lost. So, you do need to be careful out there.
Her eyes too. Oh no. Because her ear looks crystal clean. I don't know why she's itchy, maybe just dry.
Yeah. That's cold.
So she's itching it before I put that stuff in.
Here's our second day really exploring the area. We've kind of got over a little bit of the jet lag, so time to go explore a little bit on the side by side, do a little bit of trail riding just to kind of get an idea. It is really dusty here, and we're in Arizona. It's a desert, so it's dry. So the dog's eyes are itching. We're having to put eye water in their eyes and make sure we keep lotion. It's just really dry, so keep that in mind if you're in the area. And it's very, very dusty here. Also, another thing to note is I knew that you had to have the Arizona permit for your side by side, and I had already got that. You have to take a driving permit that you swear to be good and all that, and um, to ride around the Arizona. But for here, there is also another one that you have to get for the Indian tribe, and it is called. Hold on. I got this off Google, and it's the Colorado River Indian Tribe. You can go over by Parker and get the permit. You do have to show proof that you own it, so you need the title. We have Montana, so you need something that shows that you're the owner of the Montana street legal. And it's $25, or at least it is right now. And it is not everywhere you ride here is on Colorado River Indian Tribe, but we were told that if you cross into their land, it gets very expensive very quick. So do your research and make sure if you're going to be on the Colorado River Indian Tribe Reservation, you'll get the permit. We got it. If we go over there, at least we don't have to worry. Um, and if we don't, so be it. But definitely do that. I did not know anything about that when we got here, so I wouldn't have known that that was even a permit you needed. And they said that they will impound your vehicle and all kinds of things. So just be very aware. Check it out. Make sure you take what you need um, to get the permit when you go. And like I said, you can go pick it up over by Parker. So here, there's a back gate here. You can exit out into the desert. So we're going to go over and try to find a little mining area. This is just a short ride. We're still getting used to being here and the change of time and change of air and everything. So short drive, but to go explore just a little bit. This area is a wash and it gets pretty deep here. So but it's less dusty. So it's kind of a trade off. Do you ride in the real kind of deep wash, or do you get really dusty? Up on the hard road and rode down a little ways before we jumped back over to go out to see the mine. And as we get out on the trail, you can see it's not really hard trail riding, at least not this area. This was a pretty easy trail, but it's really dusty. It goes to say that you probably shouldn't ride out here by yourself because it is a desert. Make sure you take plenty of water um, and supplies with you. Have We had cell service all out here. I'm sure there's areas you don't have, but it'd be easy to get in trouble out here because you could go for miles and not see anyone. This area was a little more populated because it's pretty close to town, but you probably should go with someone else. But as I've said before, if we waited to ride with other people, we'd never get to ride. And the other thing is, if you're riding with a group out here, I feel sorry for the person in the back because man, you would be dusty. You'd need one of the, onboard air blowers for your helmets or something because it would be really, really dusty. So, it is what it is. We ride by ourselves because generally we don't have anyone else to ride with, but pretty area, pretty in its own right. The desert's different kind of pretty than, some of the other areas with the trees and the foliage, but it's still pretty. And a little bit of ups and downs and just gorgeous out here. And the weather's been pretty good while we're here. It's been at night in the high 30s, low 40s, and during the day, somewhere's in the 60s. From low 60s to high 60s. And so it's been not bad. I will say on the side by side, that wind gets blowing. It gets a little chill, but other than that, it's beautiful. Been beautiful weather out here. We haven't had any real problems. And since there's snow in Florida, I'm pretty happy to be here. Although I gotta say, being in Florida and seeing it snow and snow on the ground, gotta be cool. But you know, we'll take the warmer weather for sure.
Right here under the thumb of the cold air, a calling from something that's out there somewhere, wondering when we'll be departing from here. Anyone else would go back inside, but we set out to walk 1,000 good miles from our hometown, leaving everyone behind come and gone, but we're right where we feel we belong. And anyone else would have turned back by now. But we set out to walk 1,000 good miles from our hometown, leaving everyone behind as their slow fires died down. Once we left, we found it harder and harder to slow down. Yeah, we set out to walk 1,000 good miles from our hometown, leaving everyone behind as their slow fires died down. Once we left, we found it harder and harder to slow down, 'cause we set out to walk 1,000 good miles from our hometown. 1,000 good miles. Yeah, yeah, 1,000 good miles. Oh, 1,000 good miles. Oh, yeah. 1,000 good miles. Ooh, yeah. 1,000 good miles.
One thing to note is that this is still a few days before the Big Tent show starts, and it's really crowded here. It's pretty crowded already, but the day of the Big Tent show, holy cow, it does get busy. So just bring your patience if you're here during the Big Tent show. It's pretty crowded and pretty busy. Not too bad here yet, but definitely starting to see it. It is pretty easy to move around here. It's really only, two streets, and there's not a lot of area to get lost on the roads. The main camping area is to the right, and I-10 is to the left for perspective, and our campground is to the left. There are lots of little stores here, and most of them welcome dogs. Some of them will tell you have to carry the dog if you bring them in. We did not bring our puppies because there are lots and lots of dogs here. Ours are little dogs. I didn't want something to eat them, and they're older. And our little Chihuahua Gabby has been having some health issues, anyways. Really don't need her to catch something from dogs from all over the country that are here very easily. Something that for her it would be harder. So we try to be very cautious with them, and we would have either had to had a wagon or a stroller or carried them, and Vic was highly opposed to all three of those, especially the wagon or stroller. He was not a fan, and we would have had to carry them, and then it would have put them at risk being around all the other dogs. So we left them at the trailer, and Mom didn't come to the show because it's pretty a lot of rocks. Now in this place, there's carpet in here, but a lot of between them, there's rocks or loose gravel and all. She does have a scooter, but I don't think it would have worked over the rock. I did see some people with scooters, but I don't think hers would have worked over the rocks. And she certainly couldn't have walked that far and not on that loose gravel. So she didn't really get to enjoy the show. But so she babysat the puppies. But it's a very cool show. I would liken it to like one of the bigger RV shows like Tampa. It's very similar. If you in Tampa, they have several different vendor areas. The thing here is you add in the rocks and gem side and a lot of the desert stuff and the metal arts and that. So there is a difference, but it's that kind of feel. If you've been to one of the big RV shows, that's what it reminds me of. Very cool, and I'm glad we're here. It's great exploring. The other thing is there are lots of food vendors out here, but fair warning, it's not cheap to eat here. So, there's beer bellies and there's several of just vendors within on each side, around the big tent and out here pre big tent, but they're pretty pricey. So just be. One of the things here is it is really dusty. I keep saying that, but it is really dusty. Even walking around, walking the puppies out, we kept stepping in sand and bringing, all the dust and dirt back in. So we found a
This might
rug here
work.
for $5, well worth $5. It works really well,
This would work.
and would take the help to get some of the dust off of our boots.
I think it would work. So this one.
We do have a bit of a debate of whether we get it now
Yeah,
or
this
come
would
back
work.
for it. I wanted to get it now. Vic wanted to get it later, so we sort of compromised and came back, walked down the aisle a ways, and then came back and got it.
I
But
say get it.
not a bad. It's a nice little rug for what we needed.
Why not? We're gonna be here all day. We'll be here all day. And I don't want to have to come back.
I also wound up getting a couple of these little garbage or laundry baskets for $4 each. They work perfect for us for our washer and dryer in the camper, so we got them and explored a little more.
all scattered across the dusty floor in the backseat of my Chevy 58, along with bits of candy wrappers. Looking back to when our castle was a shack, vacation was making figure eights in the parking lot. Remember when we used to forgive more than we forgot? It wasn't like we didn't work hard enough. I'm trying to hold on to all the things that we did right. But how could I forget about you leaving? Since my heart has never stopped bleeding, all that I can see is that I lost you then. I'm looking for a reason to forgive you, and sometimes I even wanna be with you, just to hear you say that it's alright now. I am tearing down this wall. Years go by, and gradually the tears run dry, but I'm still here looking for your face in the faceless crowd. Long after our final ship had drowned, it wasn't like we didn't work hard enough. I'm trying to hold on to all the things that we did right. But how could I forget about you leaving? Since my heart has never stopped bleeding, all that I can see is that I lost you then. I'm looking for a reason to forgive you, sometimes I even wanna be with you, just to hear you say that it's alright now. I am tearing down this wall. How could I forget about you leaving? Since my heart has never stopped bleeding, all that I can see is that I lost you then. I'm looking for a reason to forgive you, sometimes I even wanna be with you, just to hear you say that it's alright now. I'm tearing down this wall. Tearing down this wall, I'm tearing down, I'm tearing down this wall.
Let me know, do you feel me too? Let it show, 'cause babe, I'm into you. We've been on and off, in and out, up and down, too many times. Now it's time, show me what you got. Some say that it's the little things, I say that it's a big old ring. Anything to hear you say
I hope you enjoyed this video. You got a little bit of an idea of what Quartzites is like, and was a little informative about what permits you need. And please like, subscribe, leave a comment. And as I always say, this may not be the right way or the wrong way, but it is a way to travel. We'll see you down the road.